open the sports page with the Orlando Sentinel and FM 96.9 The Game's Mike the Bulldog Bianchi.
On JRR.
Bulldog Sports page brought to you by our Tuesday Ticket Takeover at 1011 WJR's Instagram. What do we got today, Taco?
Yes, it's at 1011 WJRR. You're going to want to follow us there because a bunch of JRR shows, including tickets for Ice 9 Kills. You could be there.
All right. Bulldog, wind one up and let us have it.
How did that taste? Edmonton, how did that taste? Canada, huh? My Florida Panthers, the defending champs, pounced on the Edmonton Oilers last night. Didn't beat them 2-1, didn't beat them 3-1, didn't beat them 4-1, didn't beat them 5-1.
Oh, God.
Routed them, clobbered them 6-1 last night. They take a 2-1 series lead. Man, I don't know if you guys watch my man Sam Bennett just clock one of the Edmonton players, then take off for a breakaway goal. It was an unbelievable play. And my man, Sergei Bobrovsky, we call him, the Panthers fans call him Bob, all right, us serious Panthers fans.
Yeah.
We call him Bob. He just totally bumfuzzled, discombobulated the Oilers. The Oilers, by the way, 21 penalties for 85 penalty minutes last night. They pulled their starting goaltender. They nearly had a near-line brawl at the end of the third period. One of Edmonton's players was so irritated, he squirted his water bottle at the Florida bench.
They were in the penalty box so often and for so long, I actually think I saw an interior decorator in there redesigning it for him. Make it more, comfortable and accommodating.
Yeah, the Panthers are clearly in Edmonton's head now. The Oilers not only lost their composure last night, we took their manhood away from them.
Right, well.
They can't recover from this. They won't recover from this. I told you, gentlemen sweep, it's over. It's over.
Well, they get a few days off to let it simmer.
Yeah, speaking of days off, the NBA Finals. When is game 3, by the way?
Tomorrow night, yeah.
These 3 days between these games is way too long. I want to watch it now.
Yeah.
By the way, I've been getting a lot of grief on my show because I'm contending that if Caitlin Clark were to make the WNBA Finals, I think I told you guys this as well. If Caitlin Clark were to make the WNBA Finals, it would have a higher TV rating than the NBA Finals. I'm getting a lot of grief about that. What do you guys think?
Well, from what you've been saying about the bleak numbers so far, I suppose it's a possibility.
Well, here's my. All right, remember when Caitlin Clark played for the national championship in college?
Yeah.
9.9 million viewers watched that game. Game 1 of this NBA Finals, 8.9 million viewers. Doesn't that tell you something right there?
Yeah, well.
So,
and I think kind of what you were saying about this 3 days off or whatever in between, I think that's hurting the ratings too.
Yeah.
Well, I'm forgetting about it. Honestly, I'm like, okay, well, when are the NBA? NBA what?
Hey, Dog, what's going on with this athletic director, or I guess former athletic director at FAMU up in Tallahassee?
I don't think she's been fired yet, has she?
Well, if she hasn't been, I wouldn't think it's going to be long.
Yeah, Angela Suggs, Florida A&M athletic director, she was arrested yesterday on fraud and theft charges for allegedly using a corporate credit card for personal use, totaling more than $24,000 from her former job. Now, her former job was she was the CEO of the state-funded Florida Sports Foundation. All right, so she's been charged now with 2 felonies, grand theft, scheme to defraud. I guess I'm reading the story there. So she was using her Florida Sports Foundation business credit card for purchases and corresponding travel reimbursements at casinos.
Hell
Did you see
yeah!
this? At casinos?
She was going to pay it all back. That was, how that works, Bulldog.
Yeah, she said she just forgot to pay some of the charges back. Come on now. Come on.
Pat, it works just like the convenience store person, right? Who's buying the lotto tickets but not buying them and then going to pay after they win.
It's very similar thought process. You are correct, Taco.
Yeah, she has I'm reading the quote from the interim president at FAMU who says, while the matter is unrelated to her duties as an employee of FAMU, we are monitoring the situation and will respond in the future as appropriate. And I'm thinking to myself, what is there to... You got to fire her.
It's a state employee, Bulldog.
It's
a state employee. You got to go through the proper documentation and process.
You can't have somebody who stole from her previous employer on your payroll, especially when she's spending the ill-gotten money at a casino. That really sends a great anti-gambling message, by the way, to the student athletes. Hey, we don't want you to gamble, but I'm going to fraudulently use my taxpayer-funded credit card to spend money.
Sure.
She needs to call the number 1-800-GAMBLER.
Wow. So, yeah.
Right.
By the way, I don't know if you guys saw this, but all the conference commissioners in college football yesterday, they had a big Zoom meeting, and during this Zoom meeting, they said, now that they have this new pay-for-play system where they can officially pay players out of their own athletic department coffers, that they are actually going to enforce, that they are dead set on enforcing NIL rules about boosters paying players.
Sure.
You're not buying. Nobody buys that.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt.
I think Santa Claus is going to oversee the whole thing. All right. He is Mike the Bulldog Bianchi, host of Open Mic on AM 740 and FM 96.9 The Game, the leader of the Florida Panther fan club.
Damn right.
All right. You got
No birthdays today. I just want to say rest in peace.
Sly Stone.
Sly Stone. Yeah. Everyday people.
Lynch and Taco. On demand. Download the iHeartRadio app.